What's going on? So, old racist trash Nancy Grace, who's still trying to do her court situations and spins, is talking about where OJ Simpson's gonna probably go and all that. And it's like she's got some forecast. She's still bitter, sour grapes. I tell her, take your behind back on Dancing with the Stars. That's the only time you ever acted like you had some personality. She shuffled and laughed when Johnny Cochran fed her a bone because Johnny gave her a platform to get on. But see, they only tell you the half the facts, half the truth. They don't tell you the breakdown like Judge Joe Brown did. Don't break down timeline, accuracies, and what have you. And so people think, well, it's a bit about Mark Furman. I said, well, no, he played a big part. He made himself front and center. But see, Nancy Grace didn't do her due diligence as a reporter. Or as Judge Joe Brown said on the latest episode with him and the Great Dana, which is a good show to check out, podcast. Check that out on these YouTube streets because I watch it. Calling Nancy graceless because she is graceless. She's evil and vindictive, and she's kind of like the Marjorie Taylor Greene of the log industry, if you must know. And you know how Marjorie Taylor Greene is loud, obnoxious, racist, and trash, and not that distinctive as much as she likes to pretend to be. The reason why they're not distinctive is they pretend to be because they don't really have any backbone and really don't have the articulate and demeanor to push off stuff. So now Nancy Grace is busy talking about Puffy, talking about this and that and the other. When black men are front and center to sell their pieces and their soliloquies, this is where they get their meat and grinder because this is where it makes their ratings grow up. This is what they live for. They have nothing of substance to say to counter on the other. So it's like, oh, we got to, this is what we got to say, is what we got to do. So she's beating a dead horse. That's just what they do. 30 years and they still haven't changed. That's a sad reality. Yeah, I had somebody ask me, says, well, hey, did you change? I said, well, no, I grasped the reality. I said, I went in, didn't think I knew he wasn't guilty then, but then context puts everything in perspective. Just common sense stuff. Common sense says stuff that a 47-year-old with arthritis ain't gonna hop a fence with bloody clothes on a white carpet and there's no blood on it. Blood on a car, all on seats. Ain't gonna shave and wash all that off. Ain't gonna get to no LAX and then get to Chicago O'Hara's airport. Have you done that? Have you gone to those two airports? Because if you have and done those within a certain amount of time, let's see if you cut yourself and see what happens. So that right there, you don't have to be an expert lawyer or an expert into things to put things in perspective. You just have to use common sense. Some things are common sense. Common sense says that man didn't do that. But Nancy Grace is still shuffling that deck because that's all she's got. And bitter like a lot of white America, bitter, have spent this last 30 years with pent up. And they tell me there's no racism isn't that bad and it's not systematic, it's taught, it's exposed, it's pushed like a recipe. They need to be worrying about the war about to go down than still shuffling and tripping off of OJ. They need to be worrying about that war instead of worrying about Puffy and other viruses and other things that can happen. They get fixated. It's funny how they get fixated on something to derail you. Trump breaks laws left and right. Knowingly. They didn't even, like I said before, I've said this in other videos, they don't go after Timothy McVeigh with the half the thing they do with OJ or Phil Spector or Dick Cheney for that matter. You think I don't forgot about that judge that he got accidentally shot and they don't talk about it no more? They just let that thing go. And Sandra Levy and that messing with that congressman and her body just, you think, you don't talk about that. Yeah. But that black man, that evil black man, that's what gets her going. And probably in the middle of the night, too. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like my piece.